Hello people internet, welcome back to Brakken Landing, where you might be able to see where our site of development is, but, I'm going to go on a quick recap. So, we started by building the entrance plaza and stuff over here. Pretty nice one. I like it. It's better than Minark Park's entrance plaza. Then you go around this way, and you see our restaurant right here, where rentals and our season pass building. Then you go over here, you see a gift shop, fast passes, and a restroom. So then we went down this way and we built Corkscrew, which is, oh my goodness, it's a near clone of the Carolina Cyclone, and it looks really nice. I really like this one. Sports took a little while, but it's nice. Then last week we went over here to build Hunted, our Intimate Blitz, which I still have not gotten a sign for. I will do that eventually. By the end of this year, there'll be a sign for it, which also includes my first ever ride photos, which is awesome. Or functioning ride photos. I've done ride photo buildings before, but never functional. But yeah. Then we have our locker building right there, arcade, and our gift shop, which is one of my best gift shops, yeah, I'd say. It's really nice. Needs something on the floor, but, it's fine. But then we have our massive instrument blitz over here, which is pretty themed for my standard. Then this week we are going to be building this thing, which you might not be able to tell what this is based off what it is, but right here you can pretty much tell it's a shuttle coaster because the track just abruptly ends. I will have to do something to hide that. Don't know how I'm going to do it, but I will. I'll figure it out. So yes, this is going to be a Premier Shuttle Loop coaster, or not really Shuttle Loop. It's going to be a shuttle coaster. Just think of the likes of Mr. Freeze Reverse Blast and Batman and Robin the Chiller, as well as Speed the Ride. So those three were there's only ever 4 been built. 5 technically counting both sides of Batman and Robin the Chiller, but whatever. So there's 2 Mr. Freeze clones, there's Speed the Ride, and then there's Batman and Robin the Chiller. So yeah. So I haven't built a layout yet. Nor do I really know. I just did the queue just so I can know where I would do it, what I'm doing, because I want to have double-sided lockers right here. So yeah, this is gonna be our first time doing double-sided lockers in this park. I wanted to do it for the Blitz Coaster, but it's just not possible. And look at this. You're like literally surrounded. You have to go all the way around. It's a pain. So yes. All right. So there will be a restroom over here. I just don't know where I'm going to put it yet, considering I originally had it right here, but that doesn't work because you need the space for where it's going to be the top at. I might have to reroute this path, though. This path might need to move out of the way. I think around. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to reroute that. But we'll figure it out. Don't know what the theme's going to be. I'm trying to theme it out, or I'm going to do something generic. Now, the trains. So, the trains have the best option. Why is that like that? I'll go back and fix that. But the trains have to be the Giga trains because, well, they look the best. They're the closest to the Premier trains, and yeah. But mostly these magnetic fins. These are one of the 2 coasters in the game with those magnetic fins on the side, and the ones in real life have those fins on the side of the track. So that's where I'm gonna put them. So yeah, to do this, I have to use the Pioneer track in-game, which is the Seagull coaster, and I had to switch out trains. So this is only possible with mods, because I'm going to show you what we're going to do. You can see there's only there's chain lift on it, but the track's invisible. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm basically just going to shrink this all the way. Slope it slightly up. We'll go like there. And I'm gonna have to just go like this. And then I'm gonna have to remove the launch track. Simple as that. Then we'll just put it to the value we want it. Because I need to make this thing as I need to make it as like close as possible to what we have in real life. So I chose the Seagull track just because this is the closest one to Premier track. There is the modern Premier track with the in-game where I used it for this shuttle coaster that I'm doing. this one's double-sided shuttle coaster, so let me find the other one. I'm doing a little bit of explaining here. I'm trying to make sure that you understand what I'm doing, because this is going to be a little bit of pain. But yeah, so I'm just working on this shuttle coaster for competition. But yeah, so to do this, you have to have the friction all the way down. Now, let's just create a coaster chain, firm, and then test them. So you have to have the launch track right there, and then you go up to the top hat. But yeah, this is a modern Premier track. I'm just an example to show you how I do it. Yeah, the top hat's gonna go much faster. But yes, so that's basically what I'm gonna do. It's gonna have vertical spike. I'm gonna use the LSM hold sections to do that again. But yeah, it should work. Yeah, but it has to be at the lowest setting so it can go into the station perfectly. See, that's my logic there. So yeah, I'm gonna get to work building the coaster. I will see you guys. Alright, people of the internet, we are back in the time lapses, and we're building the Premier coaster, obviously. So, yeah. There's a couple things I want to talk about. I'm not really going to talk much about the coaster, just because, but I am going to give some background on it. So this coaster was, I originally built one of these for the Corvus dueling coaster competition, and if you watched that, you would have saw Colossus. That was mine. You watched the showcases. That was mine. And I don't think it was that good. There's a ton of problem I have with. There's tons of problems I have with it. For one, I hate the way I did I profiled the track. It's just so not smooth. Like, it's not rough per se, but it's not very smooth, and I don't like it. As well as the barrel roll just being too intense. The supports look good, however, the Cobra roll supports just chop off somebody's head. So a bunch of people's heads. So yeah, I may have not looked at the clearance on that and accidentally put the supports way too close. So it's fixed now. If you want to download the blueprint, it's there. It's fixed. I didn't even know I messed that up until after I watched it. I was like, oh crap. Yeah. It's like, oh crap, I messed that up. At first I was like, wait, is it the Planko camera being above the test dummies, or is it me screwing up? And it was definitely both. It was me screwing up mostly though, because your head just gets shot clean off. It's absolutely awful. I'm mad at that. I don't think really anybody noticed it because they would have mentioned it in chat, but you know, you're noticing it now. Yeah, but you know, we're gonna this is gonna be our solution to that problem, and we're gonna make a new one. This is me making amends to that and how much I hated it. We're now making a new one, and it's gonna be much better because the coasters in this park I make sure are actually good. So yeah, that's the first thing I want to talk about, and the second thing I want to talk about is Planet Coaster 2. So I'm pretty sure it's going to come out in November because that just makes the most sense. And yeah, it's probably going to come out in November because of, well, one, we know it's coming out in fall. That's obvious. And two, what's the other reason? Planet Zoo and Jurassic World Level 2 both came out in November. So I'm pretty positive that Planet Coaster 2 is also going to come out in November. Because, you know, if they release it in November, you have Christmas right around the corner, and you get a month game time to work out bugs and stuff before the holiday season. So it just makes a lot of sense in my opinion. So yeah, this is actually the first coaster in the park I've done double-sided lockers for. There is others in the park that have double-sided lockers, but this is the first one I did because it just made sense to me. I don't know, obviously. This one is the first one because one, it's a shuttle coaster, so I can have the X path going right next to the station without any interference with the block, without any interference from brake runs, because there is no brake run on this. I mean, I guess there is because the would technically do brakes, but you know, who cares? Stop being a nerd. Yeah, there's no like actual brake run, so yeah, it works. So yeah, and back to Planet Coaster 2. So I do have a plan for this, for the park, the first park we're gonna do, but I'm not gonna talk. I'm gonna mention it in a little bit because I want to first talk about uploads before Planet Coaster 2 comes out. So obviously, you know, we're doing the cinematic stuff every week now for one coaster I build, because I really want to build all the coasters before Planet Coaster 2 comes out, because you know, it's a mission of mine to do everything in this game. And there's like 20 coasters I haven't built yet. It's crazy. Yeah, there's a lot. I think there's about 10 or 11 weeks of coasters left that I have to do, which will put us at the end of October. One of those, so I think the 11th week is going to be the just a bunch of coasters in one video, because they're all clones, and I've decided that, you know what, we're gonna do a bunch of clones for one video because it makes a bunch of sense, and it doesn't make much sense because I'm just wasting much time doing a bunch of them. I'm just gonna, especially I don't want to have a bunch of videos for two videos for 2 Wild Mouse coasters. I don't think you want me to have 2 videos for 2 Wild Mouse coasters either, so we're not gonna do that. But yeah, I think I'm honestly just gonna spoil what it might have already come out, but I think the next coaster I'm gonna build is gonna be the Juvenile Hyper. I don't know if that's come out yet. I know Bullet is the last one in July. That's the Eurofighter. Then Riptide is the first one in August. That's the Vekoma Shockwave. Who cares if this gets spoiled, because you know, because I want to do all of them. I think either you're gonna do the Juvenile Hyper or the Schwarzkopf Looper next. But I don't know, you'll find out. Either way, they're both gonna get done. I don't know, I'm really just like dreading doing the Juvenile Looper, just cause Juvenile Hyper, because of the custom sports. And we know how I am with custom supports. Everything must be custom supported, fully custom supported, no in-game sports ever. Unless it's unless it has square supports, in the case of the Intamin Hypers, because then I will gladly do the in-game sports, because I don't want to do that. So yeah, or wooden coasters. Yeah, I will always do wooden coasters in-game supports. So yeah, now we're doing the custom sports. It's pretty much the exact same as Mr. Freeze and Batman and Robin the Chiller. I could just say Batman and Robin, or Chiller. We're just gonna say Chiller. So it's pretty much the same as Chiller. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not that big of a fan of the foliage looking at Hunted's area. Just looking back, I'm not that big of a fan of it. I might go back, because like, obviously the trees aren't going to be that big. It's a pretty new ride. And I might go back and just extend the Jurassic Park fencing all the way to the end of the area, because I'm not a fan of that. I think the foliage is too much for like a pretty new ride. Like, this is inspired by Taiga. This would be like 2019 Intamin. So like 5 years, that's not a lot of time to like grow that much stuff. So yeah, I'm sort of like saying screw realism when it comes to the timeline for this park, because I'm just gonna like try and put as many coasters as I can in this park and just get as much done, because there's a lot of coasters and they need to get done. So there's gonna be a couple, I think 2 or 3 B&Ms in this park, which you haven't seen any of them. I've only built 1 so far, and I haven't even done the area yet. So yeah, yeah, I think but yeah, let's go back to the, we got my upload sorted out now, we have the new schedule and stuff, so yeah, let's get back to my plan for Planet Coaster 2. So, as far as we know right now, or at least as we know, we only know of 1 new coaster coming into the game in the new game, and that is the Surf Coaster. It's probably, we definitely know more when this video is being watched, because, this is episode 4, actually we might not, because it's going to be up on Saturdays, actually no it will, because, yeah, this is going to be in August, so we'll, like, just know what's going to, maybe some more, I don't know what's in the real, We obviously know there's going to be gameplay. We'll probably see a bunch of new coasters, or at least a couple. Hopefully, I want to see new coasters. But I also hope they don't remove too many coasters because, you know, obviously I haven't used most of them, but there's tons of coasters that I use to make other coasters. Tired. But yeah, there's tons of coasters that I use to make other coasters in the game, and one of them is the Seagull coaster, which I've used right here to make this thing, and one of them is another one's the Versatile Infinity coaster, which I use to make a ton of other coasters that aren't in the game. So I don't know. I hope they don't remove much. I'm assuming they're just gonna remove the underused one, which I think is the means that we're gonna get to see the end of the whatever it's called, the SNS Free Fly, and I think some of the wooden coasters, because obviously, well, we know that the Ancient Moon Mega coasters staying in the game, which obviously, duh, the thing's always in the game. The thing's like a classic. Everybody uses that thing. But I'm thinking that the Seagull coasters get removed. I'm thinking some of the warning coasters get removed. I'm thinking that specifically I'm thinking the wooden Bob sub might get removed. I'm also thinking the wooden Wild Mouse as well, and I don't even know what else is in this game. What else? I'm debating in my mind if the B&M stand-up is going to get removed. Because on one hand, I use the B&M stand-up. I've used it in 2 out of 3 of my parks, and I don't really want to say goodbye to it because I like that thing. It's fun to make. And plus you can make the Intamin ones too. But I don't know if they're going to remove it because their B&M Surf coaster is going to be in the game, and that's a stand-up coaster. So I'm hoping they don't, and they just give us multiple stand-up coasters, because they have 2 wing coasters in this game. They have 2 B&M wing coasters. Obviously they can have multiple. There's 2 B&M wing coasters. There's 2 motorbike coasters, and they are literally identical. At least with the B&M wings, they're slightly different. The B&M, what's it called? The Vekoma launch motorbike coasters are literally identical, and I've literally never built a motorbike coaster. I've literally only used them for new gen Vekomas, and I've only done that once, and that's for the cinematic thing. So, well, actually, no, I have done it because I built a layout for one that would have gone in the next episode, but I decided to do something else because that episode was a pain to put together because I didn't know what I wanted to do with it. But yeah, the supports are almost done, so I'm pretty much gonna say goodbye to this episode, but to me talking. So yeah, basically in Planet Coaster 2, we're gonna do a seaside park, sort of inspired by Maurice Spears, and we're going to have a bunch of new coasters in that park. I really want to do an inverted coaster over a water park. That's really what I want to do. I'm hoping we can get the new gen Vekoma inverts, but I don't know if we will. I hope we do. But yeah, I'm going to just turn off my mic now and let you watch the rest of the time. I don't even know how much is left. So goodbye. Alright, so the coaster's built, fully custom supported, as you just saw me do. So, excuse me, I am very tired right now, and am exhausted, basically, so I'm going to continue. So yeah, the coaster's fully custom supported and everything. I did do the LIMs off camera. You saw them in the time-lapse, but I did them off camera a little bit. I just used a bunch of art shapes, or TMTK art shapes to do it. And that is 1,193 pieces, so good thing I did not do one of these things for the chorus competition, because that could have been bad. That could have went horribly, horribly wrong. So yeah, now we have the general area planned out and stuff. So we have our ride photos right here. We're gonna have 2 little stands right here. I think I'm gonna move them over 1 tile just so I can have it aligned with the top spin because that just looks ugly right now. We have a restaurant right here, electrical building, and then 2 gift shops. I'm definitely going to do 2 gift shops. Unless I make this an ice cream store. I think I actually might do that. But I gotta keep everything in this area very compact because I'm not really working with much space. But yeah, honestly, it's so beautiful. I really like it. The station's a little bit chunky. I mean, but it's gotta be big just because by nature of the track. I mean, like, look where the platform ends. You'd have to like jump over there. But you know, this works. So yeah, you go up through the launch. It is sloped upwards like normal coasters are. Normal launch coasters are. This one also has a upward slope launch, which is odd. This is a very weird decision. I'm pretty sure the park would have just chose to put this Intamin right here, just because they had space, and they wanted to have a good, highly themed experience. Not really taking into account that there's a giant launch coaster right there. Because it'd be a little bit backwards. This would come first, before this one. This would actually be like 1997 or something. I think I have 1999 written down. Let me check. Oh, it takes a second, and that's the wrong Google document. Just do 1999. So yeah, this is not very old coaster, but it's more recent than it's older than this one. So yeah, let's go through the layout. So you go up through the launch. Why did I click that? Into the inverted top hat. I love this inverted top hat's profiling. Like, holy cow, that's really accurate. And yeah, top hat was a little bit of a pain to do since this sports structure doesn't really exist on the real ones. But, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. This is how an inverted top hat would be supported. So yeah, then you go up into a 0G roll. This one is much better profile than the one on Colossus, which was our Corvus competition submission. You can already hear my madness. So yeah, that was my submission to this 10,000 subscriber competition. It's actually not done yet, but you know, this is a lot bigger of a coaster, so the barrel roll is slightly less whippy, but it's still very intense. I mean, look at this. You're about to see it. And it looks even more, it's more intense all ride than it looks, so, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, then you go up through the 0G roll into a vertical spike. Batman Around the Chiller has a 45-degree spike that goes, it goes up and then back into it, but I wanted to have vertical to conserve space, because this is a very compact coaster. Now, there is a catwalk here. There is a reason for that. It's not quite done. I still need to put some evacuation stairs. But that's pretty much what it's for. It's for evacuations. No real other purpose for it, other than evacuating riders if the terrain valleys right here. Because these coasters have a very big design flaw. If it's running slow and it can't reach these LIMs, then it's going to valley right here. So, yeah, that's not good. Because then it won't be able to make it through the inverted top hat, and then it'll just valley between the 0G roll and the top hat. So, yeah, that's a design flaw this ride has. This isn't as bad as the Mr. Freeze Clones rides, because the Mr. Freeze Clones have a tall overbank, so it actually has 2 valley points and not 1. But this one only has 1 valley point, so yeah, you'd probably just winch the train up to the top hat, or just completely actually, you'd probably just completely disassemble it and then just move it onto the launch track. So yeah. Now, we do have a big area. Our good old top spin is right here. And I try to keep this area as, basically as, like, compact as possible. I wanted this area to be small and just, like, nestled in there. There would have been, like, some sort of old coaster right here that would be removed. And then this was just plopped here. Because it was a very, like, very marketable ride at the time. Honestly, this is a marketable ride today. This thing is really cool. And this thing will probably be on its way out, like, these two coasters would be on their way out because, well, this thing's just going to be incredibly unreliable. This thing's just old. And nobody likes arrow corkscrews now for whatever reason. I don't know, they look fun, good old classic rides. They're also people eaters, so, yeah. But yeah, I wanted to have a the path end right here for this one, just because it looked really nice. And then we have a gift shop right here. I am going to put a gift shop here. I know there's one right here, but the other option's a restaurant, which we have one right here, and it wouldn't make sense to have two. But what does make sense is to have two gift shops, because money. So yeah, and we're gonna have another gift shop right there, because more money. It's gonna be like I think this is gonna be an ice cream store. Ignore me. Still have no idea what the theme is gonna be. I gotta make sure it plays into or like the color scheme of the area plays in and makes the coaster look nice. Because, well, you wouldn't really have a blue coaster with a yellow area. Like, that would look stupid. Now, these valleys are stupid intense. Like, I'm pretty sure these have like 5.3 Gs on it. Like, that is just stupid intense, and it'd be so good. But yes, I'm gonna get to work now. You will see me in the middle bit of the episode where I figure out what theme the area is gonna be. It's probably gonna be a generic theme. I just gotta figure out what architecture style I'm gonna do. So I'll see you in a moment. Alright, so this is the middle of the episode now, and, well, the thing has come along pretty well. It was a bit of a struggle to get the this to where I wanted it to be, or to find out what style I wanted to, but I did go for two distinctly different styles of building. So, but they are very similar. I don't know why that's different color. I forgot to recolor that, I guess. Whatever. So I've gone with this big station building with beams and stuff. Just, beams. I'm trying not to have a physical, roof on any of these buildings, or a ceiling like this. I'm just trying to have beams everywhere. Because I think that looks a lot better than having just a boring old roof in the station. That's why the gravity group station was my favorite one in Merrick Park, solely for that beam roof. And that is a pretty good reason, I'd say. That beam roof looked really nice. But yes, so I haven't detailed the station quite yet. I do have to put staff members, bins, stuff. I don't think I'm actually going to put bins because there are double-sided lockers. So, yes, you'd be required to put your stuff in the lockers. This would be a fast pass queue, so I haven't detailed that yet. And I haven't decided what the path covering is going to be. I have put in all the mulch, though, so that's a thing. Now, I don't know if I'm going to do the Frisbee yet, this episode. It wasn't in last update, I know that. But I had just laid out the queue and stuff. I think I'm going to try and do it this episode, but it might end up being next episode. Or maybe not. I'm not sure. Next episode we're either going to go this way, or we're going to go down this path. Or we could just go down this way and do the rest of the park down there, but no. So, let's talk about the color of the top spin, because I'm going to say that this ride was put in before the coaster, and that's why it has pink restraints. So, we're going to say that the ride would have had some incredibly garish pink and blue color scheme, and they just repainted it to make it match the coaster better. But they kept the pink restraints for a reason. But we're going to also say that these buildings would have been in already before they put in the coaster. So this coaster would have just been plopped down here, and they would have just put it there because it was a very marketable ride. So unlike this coaster over here, which they spared no expense, that's a Jurassic Park reference, spared no expense on the theming and stuff, this ride would have just been plopped down there and be very generically themed. Now, this building right here is going to be our electrical building. I have literally just plopped it down here. I have nothing for it yet. I still have to do a ton of work on that. But, yes, these buildings are what I've been focusing on. So, let's start with the gift shop, because this isn't actually done yet. Well, I guess it's really almost done, because, all it needs is a roof. But, whatever. yeah, I just took the other gift shop and just rotated some stuff, moved it around, put some circles on it, and bam, it's a new gift shop. Pretty simple. It's not the most original. It's pretty nice though, I like it. But this is what I spent a good amount of time working on. So we have our ice cream shop right here. Cosmic Cow ice cream on the grounds right there. We just have our good old stools everywhere, bar, not an alcohol bar, just a bar to eat your ice cream. And we have posters on the walls. I might put a poster right here, I think. That actually could help elevate that a little bit. And then we just have the ice cream shops right here. So this solely exists just to money. That's all it exists for. I'm not an electrician, so I don't know if this is at all a viable setup, but it's just to give the illusion that it's like I thought about it, okay? But yeah, then we have our restroom right here, which, as you can see, I've done basically nothing. I still need to do some stuff on that. I'll detail that next update. But yes, so I have done all the mulch and stuff and the fencing everywhere, but I'm not sure what the path color is going to be. I tried white brick, I tried herringbone brick. I didn't really like either of them. I'm going to try the white brick again, I think. Maybe that could work. But I don't know, the concrete looks okay. I need to look at some inspiration for the floor. But yes, it's coming together nicely. Now I do got to do these two buildings still. Then I'll just put like plants and stuff in this area just to like hide the fencing, because that is hideous and I hate it. I could actually put a building right here, try and hide it, like a I don't know, maybe just a grab and go unit or something. I'm not really sure, like a food or a drink stand. Actually, that might work. Which brings me to a nice point. I did actually delete those stands that were right here. It didn't fit, and I think it just looks nicer than just having just so you can see the launch. But yes, it looks really nice. And I don't know, I'm loving this build a lot more than I did a little bit ago. So that's a thing. We're getting somewhere. So yeah, I'm going to cut to the final update where you will see the finished product. So I'll see you in a moment. Alright, so we have a new tallest coaster in the park. It's obviously this beast right here. It is like double the height of the other ones. Actually, I'm pretty sure it is, because I'm pretty sure this is about 100. This is a hypercoaster, technically. Not really, but the highest point is 200 feet tall, so I guess that kind of makes it a hypercoaster. But yeah. So yeah, let's walk into our area. You're going to see the barrel roll right there. The spike right underneath it. You go right under the top hat. Might need to put some netting right there, because, yeah. Yeah. That zero-G roll is super... Oh gosh. Oh no. The camera's... That zero-G roll is so whippy. It's so cool. I love it. So yeah, you got on this way. I was really unsure about this area until I added the foliage, and oh my goodness, this looks so much better than I thought it would. So yeah, here we have our Topsin. I just called it Twister. Same name as I gave the one in Monarch Park, and like all the other Topsins are named, a lot of them are just named Twister. So yeah, makes sense. Favorite ride photos, which I forgot to do. I'll do them at some point. But yeah, it's a normal ride photo booth. I'm going to custom make all the ride photos in this one. I'm not going to do a Monarch Park and just copy and paste all them. But this is the main work of this episode, the ice cream shop. I mean, the coaster actually I put way more work into, but this is the main building I worked on. We have the ice cream shop, which looks really nice. Completely non-functional, but it looks really good, so I like it. Here we have our restroom, which is pretty simple. It's a bit of a unique shape for a restroom, I'd say. It's a lot different than the other ones. It's also smaller, so, but it looks nicer, so. And here we have the gift shop, which is nearly identical as I said last time. So I did decide not to do the frisbee this episode, but I will do that next week, hopefully. But yeah, now just looking at the coaster, it just fits into the area beautifully. The double-sided no, here we have double-sided lockers. It does look a little strange on the top because for whatever reason they're not flat. I don't know why. It's strange, but you know, whatever. So you put your loose articles in the bin. There'd be a guy right here, a grouper right here, put fast pass people in, then the standby queue. Then you'd go up the stairs, right here, on the ride. It's only one train coaster, so it does not have the greatest capacity, but you know, it's not really a long ride either, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, then you go down the exit ramp and grab your stuff from these lockers and then leave. Very simple. But yeah, it's just such a chunky build. I love it. I did decide not to do this building yet. I will do that at some point. And I also didn't do this building. I will do that at some point. Not sure when though. Because I just want to move on to the next coaster because I have a really cool idea for that one. But here we have our little churro stand and Gulpy stand. Pretty simple. The workers would enter from the sides and back of it. Where we have the exit for our worker area for our restaurant. But yeah, it looks really nice. Now the park is like growing. I'm really liking the park now. I did actually extend the lake. I think that's all it's going to go over there, and I might just like extend this end back here a little bit, but I think that's probably going to be like the general shape of the lake. It wouldn't have a bridge. Looks nice. Especially, it's going to look nicer with what comes right here. Because I know it's going to be something very interesting that not many people have done on Planet Coaster. So, yeah, you'll see that next week. So yeah. Now let's look at the station. I put brick flooring on it. It looks really nice. I really like it. Breaks up. It was like full concrete a little bit ago, and I was like, it looks like it's not broken up enough. It feels like too like boring. So I put bricks on it, and it looks really nice. But yeah, I wanted this area to feel like these buildings were already here, and then this was just obtrusively plopped in there because it had space. There was also probably like something old right here, so it wouldn't make sense to put that, to remove it at that time. Probably like a Schwarzkopf jumbo jet or something. I don't know. I'm making stuff up. You know, like a wild mouse or something. Probably a little bigger though. I don't know. Some old coaster would have been right there, and they just removed it. Or something was right there. Not really sure. But yeah. It looks really good. I'm a lot more confident in this build now. I was really struggling. The pathing was like my biggest struggle because like I wasn't sure on it. It looked kind of ugly, but you know, now with all the plants in, I think it looks a lot better. But yeah, you'll notice this ride doesn't have a name quite yet. I will decide that eventually. But yeah, we can figure that out later. So yeah, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and here is a POV of our new coaster.